There's a new beat in town. Welcome to Bullet and Flight Music Store, your premier spot for music, books, and one-of-a-kind novelties. Looking to treat yourself or find a unique gift for the music lover in your life? We make it easy. In fact, you can start your collection today for as low as 44 cents. That's right, world-class finds for less than a cup of coffee. Visit us online at bulletinflightmusic.myshopify.com. Plus, keep the conversation going 24/7 with Bullet in Flight Radio on Podbean. Bullet in Flight. Find your rhythm, find your soul.
One in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. That's more than 700 women diagnosed every single day. We know breast cancer doesn't wait, so neither do we. At National Breast Cancer Foundation, we're committed to helping women now. Many women don't have access to the critical education, mammograms, or support they need when facing breast cancer. Together, we get them the care they need because everyone deserves equal access to care, and they deserve it now. With your help, our collective effort turns into free mammograms, education, patient navigation, hope kits, and support groups. It's real support, right here, right now. Waiting isn't an option. No matter the circumstance, we must take action now. This October, join us as we provide education, early detection, and support for all. Join us in helping women now.
I can't breathe. I have migraines, numbness, weight loss. I live with it every day. The illness that I'm suffering from is an anxiety disorder, and it deserves to be treated like any other illness. But it's not.
Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted, don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Harold, watch your mind. gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Don't ask no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can stand the pace. The world keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. The best part is danger staring you in the face. Whoa. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Got to be bold, got to be bad, got to be wise, don't ever sad. Got to be hard, not too hard. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Kyrie Sadaj, host of The Takeover with Kyrie, and you're listening to Bullet and Flight Radio, your story, our station, the best progressive Christian network in the world.
Welcome back to Bullet in Flight Radio's special edition of In the World Around You, presented by Bullet in Flight Music, LLC, and author, Just, Dominic. Today's final episode is a little different. We're not just talking about friendship and love like they're neat categories you can label and shelve. Just, Dominic is telling the story of what happens when those categories blur. When two people have history, trust, inside jokes, and suddenly there's a look, a touch, a question hanging in the air. Are we still just friends?
And we're going to move through it like a journey. The sweet parts, the awkward parts, the heartbreaking parts, and even that part where you surprise yourself with how much you can heal. Because friendship can feel like home. But it can also feel like a room where the furniture got rearranged and nobody told you.
So picture this. Two best friends. The kind who've seen each other's messy closets, figuratively speaking. They know the old habits, the embarrassing stories, the stuff you don't tell everyone. They're the person you call when the world feels too loud.
They've been careful with each other, too. Their friendship works because it's honest and light. Fun but real. The kind of bond where you can say, tell me what's going on with you, and actually want the full answer.
Then one day, the vibe shifts. It's subtle at first. A hand lingering too long. A joke that feels like a test. A sentence like, I think we're supposed to be more than this. And suddenly, the friendship has a new gravity.
Here's the tension, One of them is thinking, is this a sign? Are we soulmates who took the scenic route? And the other one is thinking, what if crossing that line ruins everything we've built?
And that second person, let's sit with them for a moment because they're not trying to be cruel. They're trying to protect something fragile. They're thinking, if I say no, will you feel rejected? Will you feel embarrassed? Will our friendship become a wound we both keep poking at?
They want boundaries. Not because they don't care, but because they care a lot. They're basically saying, don't treat me like your boyfriend just because the moment feels romantic. Don't write a whole destiny story on top of what might just be a crush.
And that's such a hard thing to say out loud, right? Can we just stay best friends? It sounds simple, but it's loaded. Because it's also saying, I'm scared of losing you.
They even start bargaining with reality. Like, should we talk to someone? A counselor? A therapist? Anyone who can translate this feeling into something safe and explainable?
But underneath all of that is this plain truth. Sometimes a friendship has limits. Not a limit on love, but a limit on what kind of love it can hold without breaking.
Now, let's fast forward to another scene. Different day, different mood. We're in a restaurant. There's a reservation. The table is set. 2 seats. 2 glasses. The expectation is simple. It's us. It's always been us. It's a party of 2.
But then one friend doesn't show up the same way. Maybe they leave. Maybe they drift. Maybe they don't say the honest thing. They just rearrange the plan without speaking it.
And the person waiting realizes the reservation has changed. Not on paper, emotionally. The world keeps moving, the waiter keeps walking past, and you're sitting there trying not to make a scene out of your sadness.
That's the particular pain of friendship endings. Romantic breakups get language. Friend breakups sometimes don't. There's no script, no rituals. Just an empty chair and a lump in your throat.
And that's when someone finally admits what we don't like to admit. Friendship isn't always forever. Sometimes it's for a season. Sometimes it's for a chapter. Sometimes it lasts, but it changes shape.
Which brings us to betrayal. The kind that doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's small disloyalties stacked on top of each other. A confidence shared with the wrong person. A promise broken. A pattern revealed.
And when it hits, it can feel biblical. Like you got kissed on the cheek and then turned in. You start replaying the whole history and realizing, I loved who I thought you were. I didn't actually know you the way I believed I did.
But here's the turning point. The person who got hurt refuses to freeze there. They decide, almost like a vow, I'm going to keep going. Not because it doesn't hurt, but because they're done letting someone else's hypocrisy write the ending.
They're basically saying, I'm not going to chase needing to feel special. I'm not going to drown in this. My days won't always be cold. And that's not denial, that's survival that's starting to become strength.
Now let's relieve the pressure for a minute, because not all friendship stories end in silence. Some friendships become the reason you laugh again.
Think about reunions. Birthdays. New Year's. Random calls that aren't about problems, just a quick, I love you, check in when you can. Those moments where you realize your chosen people are your family, and your family can be your chosen people.
And what keeps those bonds alive isn't perfection. It's respect. It's making room for each other's uniqueness. It's staying connected through changing seasons.
There's a memory I want to zoom in on, that old school kind of day, when nobody's in a rush. Your friends are there, and laughter goes so far it feels like it changes the weather inside you.
You remember a stupid game on a hot sidewalk, jokes that made your stomach cramp, and for a moment your anxiety evaporated. You carry that memory like warmth in your palm when life gets cold.
And then there are the rare friends who feel like miracles. The ones you can call at any hour. The ones who show up again and again, through childhood, through jobs, through unemployment, through heartbreak, through new love, through family emergencies.
Those friends feel like earthbound angels. Not perfect people, just steady people. People who lend you energy when you're drained. People whose names feel engraved into your life.
Okay, now we shift into a new corner of the story. Because sometimes, after everything, after friendship lessons, after loss, after growing up, you find love again. Not the naive kind. The wiser kind. The kind that remembers its past and still chooses to try.
And it's not easy. Caring for each other isn't automatic. Devotion takes practice. Connection takes bravery. But when it's real, it's like solving a mystery together instead of trying to win against each other.
So imagine someone finally speaking the words they'd held back for years. They go to their best friend, the person who already knows their flaws, and they say, "I want to promise you something. Not just a moment. A future."
They're not pretending. They're not acting out a line. They're saying, "You've been through so much and I see you. You help me stay focused. You build my endurance. You make me believe in us."
And then the question lands, what if we go on a real date? Not as an experiment. As a step. As a risk that admits life is short.
From there, the love gets tender. Not just flashy romance, but shelter. Like, come here after the chaos. Put your head down. Let your fear unclench. Let me be a safe place.
And sometimes love sounds like missing someone. Like being out on the road, working, trying to be strong, and realizing every minute apart stretches into something huge. You start dreaming about the smallest things, grocery aisles, favorite cereal, ordinary mornings.
Then, because fantasy is part of love too, you get that impulse. Let's just go. 2 tickets. No overthinking. Beaches, mountains, cities you've only seen in photos. Brazil, Australia, Paris, Istanbul, London. Whatever escape your mind can paint.
That daydream isn't only about travel. It's about relief. It's about wanting a life where stress isn't the loudest voice in the room.
And eventually, love asks for language. Not complicated language, just honest language. 3 words, but they can feel like a storm breaker. Say it in any tongue you want. Say it in the way you learned it. Say it imperfectly, but mean it.
Because when the words are true, they clear the air. They stop the guessing games. They make the future feel possible.
Now the story reaches its big cinematic peak, commitment. The wedding day kind of moment where you look back and can't even remember when the shift began. You just know you're here, stepping forward, saying yes to a life.
There's that surreal joy, the walk down the aisle, the vows, the photos, people tossing advice like confetti. The cake, the laughter, the ride into whatever comes next. It's not perfect, but it feels right.
And beyond the ceremony, there's intimacy, the kind that's not just physical, but deeply personal. 2 people choosing closeness, choosing to belong to each other, choosing to be each other's home.
But love has more than one flavor, right? Sometimes it's sweet and devoted. Sometimes it's playful and bold. Sometimes desire shows up loud, impatient, impossible to ignore.
And sometimes romance is just a pun on a vacation. Like Hawaii, a lay around your neck, a luau, a sunset you swear looks staged. The kind of trip where you remember you're allowed to enjoy your life.
Then we get to the long-haul version of love. The version that lasts years. The kind that grows like a garden you keep tending. It's affectionate, it's poetic, it's still hungry for each other even after time tries to make you ordinary.
And in that kind of love, the confession isn't just "I want you." It's "I miss you when you're not beside me. And when you come back, let's light the fire again."
Now, the final turn of our episode isn't about romance, it's about celebration and survival. Because success, joy, and togetherness deserve their own spotlight.
There's a call here to raise a cup, to dance, to enjoy the fruit of your labor, to let community be a feast. Not as an escape, but as a moment of gratitude.
And there's also a message for the people who feel outside the circle. The ones who don't fit the clique. The ones who are lonely, wounded, or trying to numb pain with whatever's available.
If that's you, hear this. You don't have to keep endangering yourself to feel something. You don't have to chase holiness in chemicals. You don't have to keep kissing strangers when what you really want is safety and peace.
The past hurts, but it's also a teacher. And there's a narrow path that leads out of the fog, one honest step at a time. Hope is not just for other people.
So we end with a blessing. The kind you speak over someone you love, someone you want to see whole. I hope you're given a love that doesn't assume the worst. I hope your gifts keep blooming. I hope your home feels like shelter.
I hope you laugh more than you ache. I hope your mind finds peace that lasts. I hope you're protected from pride and anchored when life tries to shake you.
And finally, this is the resolution dance. Not to pretend pain never happened, but to prove it doesn't own you. Let love move through you freely. Let it lift you. Let it refine you. Keep going long enough to feel yourself become stronger than what tried to break you.
Because sometimes the bravest thing you do isn't falling in love. Sometimes it's choosing to stay alive to joy. And choosing, again and again, to go on. And this concludes Bullet in Flight Radio's special edition of In the World Around You, presented by Bullet in Flight Music, LLC, and author Just. Dominic. Your story, our station. Bye everyone.
Goodbye for now and God bless.
It has come to a time when good things in life get difficult to see. Sometimes I feel I may never obtain the price of the high calling. Hey, but still there's some reason why I won't give up on this fantasy. It's because of you, my love, I have faith. And now I believe I must embrace my belief and have confidence. Pledge my loyalty to your assurance. And trust in love, trust in love, trust me, love. I must embrace my belief and have confidence. Pledge my loyalty to your assurance. Say and trust in love, trust in love, trust me, love. Love, the solid rock I'm standing on. All of the land when they're just sinking sand. It's imperative to realize that if God before us, there ain't nothing against us. It really doesn't matter what your haters may try, sugar. Their power's been quenched. You can get up and dry your weeping eyes and embrace your belief and have confidence. Pledge your loyalty to my assurance. Say and trust in love, trust in love, trust me, love. You must embrace your belief and have confidence. Pledge your loyalty to my assurance. And trust in love, trust in love, trust me, love. Trust in love. I know your word is true. Devote my all, delight myself in you. Sugar, sugar, oh I trust in love. I know your word is so true. Devote my all, delight myself in you. I must embrace my belief and have confidence. Pledge my loyalty to your assurance. Say and trust in love, trust in love, trust in love. I must embrace my belief and have confidence. Pledge my loyalty to your assurance. Say and trust in love, trust in love. I trust you. Sugar. Stand for love. with love.
Praise the Lord, everybody. This is Bishop Reverend Larry Hudson of the Neighborhood Outreach Ministry Holiness Church, Birmingham, Alabama. We are glad you tune in to Bullet and Flight Radio, where they are playing great gospel music from different artists all around the world. So keep it locked right here on Bullet and Flight Radio, where they're telling your story on our station.
Welcome back. We continue our discussion on why men rape.
Professor.
Rapists are closely related to chimpanzees, except the chimpanzee has more intelligence.
Chimps are smarter than rapists?
Oh yes, the average chimp is much more advanced than any rapist.
How can you tell?
Well, ask any rapist why he rapes and you'll get a completely idiotic answer.
You can never justify rape.
Each year, San Francisco alone spends $40,000 on each formerly homeless person.
In March of 2019, there was an estimate of 63,000 homeless in New York alone.
20 of homeless people in the United States are younger than 18.
53% of homeless people inside the U.S. are found in California.
Each year, an additional 3.5 million people become homeless.
What will you do to help?
There's a new beat in town. Welcome to Bullet and Flight Music Store, your premier spot for music, books, and one-of-a-kind novelties. Looking to treat yourself or find a unique gift for the music lover in your life? We make it easy. In fact, you can start your collection today for as low as 44 cents. That's right, world-class finds for less than a cup of coffee. Visit us online at bulletinflightmusic.myshopify.com. Plus, keep the conversation going 24/7 with Bullet in Flight Radio on Podbean. Bullet in Flight. Find your rhythm, find your soul.
Bullet and flight, fly.